Alright folks, welcome to the Mesh Variety Show. I'm going to be showing some graffiti hand styles that I have cultivated through the years, going over the art of it, just kind of freestyling it, winging it. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. There's all kinds of influences I have to do this. And I'm just going to use a pencil because I like pencil because it's the smoothest. It's most like spray paint with the least friction. Reminds me of going through the air. Nice smooth ride. So let's see how that goes. Let me introduce myself. As I said before, I'm Mesh, the AOK crew of the KRT crew. What's up? Alright, this is me. Sometimes I go by Mesh Rock. Oh, that's the problem with pencils right there. And sometimes Mesh Rocks. It looks like we're having an issue. AOK crew. What's up? And I like to flow. I like to let things just flow and move. Really get a good feel. A lot of modern writers, they go really slow. I think they grew up in the computer age with fonts, so when they write, it's in like a perfectly straight line. But I like to let things like organically move into each other, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll do a giant M, a nasty ass S, a little H, a big 1, an arrow, throw up an AOK crew. Oh, that might be off camera, excuse me. Also throw up a KRT crew. KRT crew. What you gonna do? Some swirls. Throw in some clouds too. Some vintage style clouds. Word to hook it up. Maybe a nice giant arrow like that. What's up? There's all different styles. Try to innovate too. It's a new crazy M I got. I got this S that swirls about, and I like the little H just to like set off the bigness of the rest of it. Word. A heart for the AOK. AL Kings, big nasty G, and finish it off with a nasty ass S. Oops, excuse the language. Arrow pointing to that. Word up. We go through some alphabets here. Alphabets are strange though, because when you put just letters on their own separate, like to me, a letter only makes sense when it's with other letters. Like all my letters, they respond to the letters next to them. You know, if you just ask me to place a letter on the page, it's like, what am I responding to? Even the first letter, if you know what word you're going to write, you already know how you're writing it because you're thinking ahead of what's following. But if you don't have that, it's just like, why? Why just one letter? You know, it doesn't like make sense. So I think about it. If I'm going to do a, you know, a crazy ass M, sometimes I like just a nice simplified E like that. You could jagged it up with the S like that. Here's a more boxy H. Let's do a boxy response to that H. There's a vintage C. And I always like the K's to kick out. Word. Bam! Exclamation point. And again, some nice juicy clouds to surround it. Word up. Yeah, and I used to write on trains and all that, for those who know. AOK crew. A lot of weird history, strange stuff. It's funny how time goes on. People you remain friends with, those you don't. It's just strange, but you know, time proves everything. People tell you who they are, but of course time will tell you the truth after a while when you see their actions over time. And of course in graffiti, there's kind of like almost like most people lean to the left, but in real vintage style leaning to the right, which is nice. I'm kind of more into that. It's more in script. I've been getting more into that. Because like script, mesh would just be like that, which I like. I think that's like attractive. But you could also do that with hand styles. thumb, it's a little hard to get that, but as opposed to a real heavy left lean, which when we were starting out, we used to always do. Real heavy left. And then, you know, all kinds of variations on the topic. And maybe I should get into some really freaky styles, because sometimes I just like to let myself go. I don't even know where it's going to end up. Like, really freak it. That has a kind of real vintagey feel. Might have got a little too freaky there. But, of course, there's the vintage capital E's. And those H's are more vintage. Have a bubble for the exclamation point, etc., etc. I like the kind of combo between clean and swirly. So you have moments of order and just moments of surprise, I guess you could say. Yeah, and that's a nice one too. I like letting things really flow sometimes. Like to start an M off, do a giant letter like that. You can match an S with it, or not even. Keep everything else, maybe a giant S and a real tiny H. Got a little messed up there, but you see the point. Along those same lines, you could do your other letters swing down like that too. An H, and then do a nice R for the rock. I like just freaking the swirl, like spirograph. Everyone remembers that. The word. Boom, boom. So, it's hard to get loose when I'm on camera. You're supposed to do this without anyone watching. But here we go, folks. There's a nice, neat all-out kings. Bam! Going, moving. That probably was off screen, huh? No good. What are some of my older styles? Small Mesh One. Mesh One, brother. Brother. Got another tag I like, super, because you can really kick out a nasty big S and then have everything else end with like a small R. So it's that contrast. Super. Super mesh. Oh, wrong letter. Mesh One Uno AOK KRT. Used to do these old 3D sign business. The shadow. The funny thing about tags is they're really the origin of piecing. Like if I take a tag, I don't like that one. You know, what piecing really is, what it started off as, for people who don't know, you know, the giant stuff on trains, which, as I said, I took part in, I used to do, maybe another show I'll show you clips of that, is, you know, you're kind of taking these hand styles, and you're just making them thicker. And I remember hearing, like, a real old school writer even talk about that, like, way old. I know people might consider me old school, but believe it or not, we think of the people before us as even older. But, the key is, you know, to know where to make it thick or thin. You know, at first, if you just make everything thick around it, it's going to be fine, you know what I mean? But it ain't going to be so awesome. But if you know where to make stuff thick or thin, see what I'm saying? Alright. And I'm just imitating that tag right there, kind of. And I'm sure we're going off screen now, but you probably get my point. Which is, it's a whole skill then to understand. I mean, it's kind of like ribbon. And then, of course, throwing in arrows, etc., etc. And the way ribbon works, you know? If you have ribbon, you can make two lines, and you make it three-dimensional, and you see how, you know, things get thick and thin as you move them around. Running out of paper real quick. I think I'm going to flip out to the back side of these same sheets. As you see, my friends, this is a real professional production. I'll use those same sheets. And us older writers, we write a lot quicker than the new writer. I've seen the new writers. They go really slow, deliberative. The spray paint, of course, doesn't drip as much now as then, so we had to go fast to keep your tag, you know, from dripping too much. And we were on the move and the train yards and stuff, and I see the kids today, they're very much in a straight line, and they're, you know, going real slow. It's kind of strange to me because you're just kind of imitating flow instead of actually having flow when you're moving faster, in my opinion. So, you know, I think faster's better. That's over here, okay? I don't know what that was. You'll have to excuse that, folks. Stuck on this S that kicks out. I've been doing that a lot lately. So for this video, that S is getting a lot of play. A little AOK. Small G. AOKs. Got a KRT up in there too. KRT crew. Work. And then sometimes get really freaky. Does that say mesh? What if I told you? Mesh One AOK KRT. It's getting really tall. Or getting really wide. That's to the right side again. I'll swirl that the opposite way instead of the way I did before. Let's see what this makes me produce. H. Maybe I'll swirl an R the other way. Tilt that O. Do a kind of PCC. As in a graffiti piece, not politically correct. And just some swirly AOK. Woo! What's up? Let's see about really freaking it. There's a wild one stroke. Do them all out of canes. That was kind of silly. But you know, everything has different flavors. Does different things. As compared to super neat. And slow. Which I'm sure has its advantages. You know, it's real graphic-y, but this is kind of my issue with a lot of art and graffiti in general. It's just gone all graphic design. I mean, even in the galleries, to me, what you're looking at is graphic design. Where is the flow? Where is the unexpected, you know, the randomness? It's just like, it feels like people come in, they're like, I knew what I wanted to do, and that came out exactly as I wanted. No surprises, you know? That's the feel of it. I don't feel like a feeling of surprise. Like that people were like, whoa, I didn't expect that, you know, like just, I mean, you should have like a complete openness to surprising yourself. Alright. Some surprises are better than others. Right? But, you know, to really be willing to see what happens. It's more fun. I mean, I get bored otherwise. I really do think it's the computer era people grew up in. I mean, there's humor in the rigidness of it, and we're kind of in that point in society where everyone's loving the kitsch of it, the kitsch value of graffiti, like it's making fun of everything, rather than the Baroque. See, even this cloud, it's like kind of just really goofy, not like elegant. So it has like a kitschy feel, and I like it too, it's fun, but it's definitely the emphasis on like the shallow, which is interesting. Maybe people, you know, because graffiti is an escape, trust me, that's what it was for me. Wow, man. Writing graffiti and the layups and everything, when you get into it, I just remember you weren't thinking of anything else. It absorbed every bit of your thoughts such that you were able to like really escape from any other concerns, and you came out and you were almost refreshed because it was such an escape. At the same time, not good for your life, you know. No homework being done, etc., etc. So you tell me, right? I mean, that's the nature of a drug. But I'm here now to, you know, show the art of calligraphy of graffiti, the calligraphy of graffiti, because it really is a beautiful art, you know, and that's absolute, no matter what the morality of its roots are and what other people think of it. In terms of that, you know, most people, since everything, you know, advertising pushes rebellion, they're like, that's so awesome. It's like, yeah, it is, but let me tell you, it was at a time, but you pay a cost, and who you hang out with are the kind of people, you know, who don't have respect for other people's property, and they're the same type of people, believe it or not, who show that behavior in other aspects of their life. But art can come out of interesting places, and calligraphy, you know, the calligraphy of it, I do find can be quite beautiful. See, those don't really match. The outside matches, but not really the inside. So what do you know? No. Bing. I do like the big S thrown in. That's cool, that mismatch. Ah, come on up. Hi. Hi, Mesh. Funny little O. Messing with proportions can be kind of neat. Come up with a weird thingy. Funny. Nerdy mesh. Let's get the busy mesh. The what's up mesh. Oh, some good paper here. Oh. Weird. Hi, Mesh. Yeah, I should give you my website, everyone. See my artwork? It's meshrock.com. I do music too. Meshrock.com. Write that a little neater. A second. And yeah, drop by, say what's up. Check out the materials. Yeah, AOK stands for All Out Kings. Again, folks, that is Mesh Rock .com. Check it out. And probably wrap it up there. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Check it out online. Have a good time. Oh. That wasn't flowing the way it should be. See how that speed helps it? If you get really fast, it gets dope. Why don't we end it with some high-speed tags? Prove that very point. Take it to the end with that. Whoa, too fast. Ciao, guys.